My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. That's right, it's better than yours. Hey, y'all, come on in. It's great to see you.
We have our second in the Daniel Malou lineup today from Ariana and Evans.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why? Come on in the live chat, meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we just got the Ariana and Evans Aqua de Boracay EDP. Here are your scent notes. Marine notes, ozone, mineral notes, violet leaf, fresh coconut, sea salt, ginger, sage, Indonesian vetiver, sandalwood, and cedar.
And full disclosure, this is generally the answer given when Sarah is asked, what is your favorite scent in the entire wet shaving world? In 2023, when she had her heart attack, I called her at the hospital. I said, can I bring you anything? She said, yeah. Can you get that Aqua de Boracay splash?
And I just have to say, I think we finally have a winner for our most potent EDP thus far.
Y'all, the neighbors called and said it smells beautiful over there. What are you guys doing? One spray on a card was all we needed. The next morning, we came out in the living room. We were underwater. And just out of curiosity, what makes this your favorite scent in the wet shaving world?
You know, I don't think I knew I liked aquatics until I got a whiff of this. There's something in this. Every time I take a whiff, I have to pause and just enjoy all the vibrant colors and senses that come to mind. I have been to Boracay, and I'm glad that that made me get this soap, but I was not prepared for how much this takes me on a fun adventure.
The definition of aquatic for me too, y'all. So if you are interested in a little Aqua de Bo of your own, head over to the AE grooming site. And what is our soap today?
This may be on the Marcus list of favorites, I have a feeling, because it's Latte and Menta, and he just loves his minty little fun.
I am told it translates to milk and mint. Y'all come along, let's meet it. All right, y'all, from the sales page at shavingshopclub.com.
Introducing Latte y Menta, the latest addition to the Daniel Malou lineup. A story of inspiration. Beneath the golden Roman sun, the Malou family welcomed me with open arms and a drink that embodied the essence of Italy, Latte y Menta. That first sip was a revelation, creamy, cool, and nostalgic, evoking childhood summers and generations of tradition. Before I left, the patriarch gifted me a bottle of their treasured mint syrup with a request: create something that carries its soul. And so, Latte y Menta was born, an artisanal fragrance crafted from the finest materials, designed to transport you to that unforgettable moment.
Yo!
You woke up the deaf dog!
I woke up the deaf dog! I'm glad I did, because y'all, if you are constant viewers, you know that this is not a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. This is a mint hound. Anytime we open anything with even a hint of peppermint or spearmint, she is at full attention. A masterpiece of precision. This is not merely a creamy mint accord. It's a meticulously composed symphony of luxury ingredients blended entirely in-house for unparalleled depth and sophistication. Sorry, Lee, it's sophisticated. Latte y Menta is more than a scent. It's an alchemy of tradition, craftsmanship, and passion. A true taste of Italy, captured in a soap. Well, y'all, please return your chairs and tray tables to their fully upright and locked position. We are going on a little Italian adventure today!
Yeah, I can't wait. Let's open the box. We might need a forklift. It's a heavy box over here,
It's
y'all.
the splash. Y'all, nobody packs their stuff in the wet shaving world like A&E. Look at this.
We've heard this is Evelyn. She's got this down to a science.
I'm not saying the size of this splash is generous, but you can actually use the bottle for home defense. And y'all, the level of luxury on this Malou packaging is absolutely unmatched in this hobby. Are you kidding me? That looks like it's got cigars in it. Like when you buy a Ferrari, I kind of imagine this is what the keys come in. Are you kidding me? It's like a ring box. And y'all, if you do break into this apartment at 3 o'clock in the morning coming to get my Sony big screen, you're going to get this upside your head. This is the splash. Look at that. Nobody provides a splash in this generous a size like A&E does. And whenever Evelyn and Peter and Talia send us out a set for free, to review. We are so grateful. But when y'all throw in the EDP, y'all, I don't know what we did to deserve this, but look at that. I am so excited. And these are our perfect triplets ready for this first impression. I'm going to save this box in case I ever have to re-propose to you. I don't know if you have noticed that I have been letting you go first for our last few episodes. It was because I really wanted to go first.
Good. I was going to make you open that first.
Oh, for sure. Now, y'all, this formula has 3 times more tallow than your average shave soap, and he overpacks this jar. There is way more in here than is listed on the label. All right, here we go. Woo-hoo. Taking it in.
We've heard from our friends at meetups that is quite an experience.
I've heard nothing but raves across the board for this, so let's see what we got.
That was fast.
That is not what I was expecting, and I love this. Wait a minute, what?
Do you feel like you've gone to Italy now?
Whoa! Okay, y'all, hold on. I know, of course she woke up for the mint. These are 2 very different worlds being brought together in a very gentle way. So you know how some of our last double and triple scent note shave soaps, the scent notes have almost disappeared into each other and created something new. Y'all, this is what's beautiful about this. Where these 2 come together is just a little bit in the middle of their Venn diagram. Most of that mint and most of that milk are keeping their own personalities in this, with just a little bit of a high five or a handshake where they come together. But I love that, because sometimes I'll buy a double scent note soap, they disappear into each other, and I can sense neither one. I got lucky with Dapper Docs because you couldn't smell the lilac or the fig, but where they came together, they created brand new amazing stuff. Y'all, I would have been so sad if I took this in and I didn't get either milk or mint. If they were coming together to make something new, look at my face. They're not. They are here in their full character, in their full quality, and where they come together is exactly how and where they should, being able to maintain those characters on their own. Okay, now I'm going back in for Act 2. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, the mint is one of the most beautiful things I have ever smelled. Put a bookmark in that, because the milk is not being done with a lactonic. And I have been diving in to commodity milk and caramelized condensed milk by Duet and all of those beautiful unapologetic lactonics. That's not what's happening here. And I love that, because lactonics for me can only truly be perceived by the periphery of my sense of smell. I can't look directly at them. They're not designed that way. Milk itself doesn't even really smell like milk. It's done with other things. It's done with saffrons. It's done with other spices. This is different. It is definitively a milky scent, but it's being done with something rocky. It's being done with something almost floral. It's being done with something slightly sugary, but it's being done with something sophisticated and masculine and beautiful. Just giving the sense of a cool evening breeze through an Italian piazza. Y'all, there's not menthol in this, but I'm getting a cool sense in the middle from the milk and the mint equally. And I don't know why, but my brain almost expected something slightly chalky in the middle of the milk and mint, but that could not be further from what's happening here. It's something creamy. It's something decadent in the middle. It's bringing these together, a little bit reminiscent of a carnival-ish dessert from my childhood. Just enough whimsy to keep your shave fun in that mirror. Wow.
Does it come across as like a gourmandy scent?
Not a bit. Not at all. In fact, this is nothing that you think mint is. This is not a candy cane. This is not a toothpaste. This is not a bubble gum. This is not any of those mints. This is something way cooler. This is something a little bit subdued. But like I said, the creamy part of the mint is what's coming forward. I'm not even sure I know which mint this is. Hold on.
Ooh, intriguing.
I don't think it's a spearmint, but it's almost like a cross between a corn mint and a winter mint.
But it's not putting you into a certain season or time of year or anything, right?
You know, I think depending on what your life's experience brings you, that's what season this is going to be for you. Generally, when I think of my experience with milk and mint together, it's a little bit Christmassy. I get a little bit of a winter sense from this, but I think all it takes is a little subtle shift in perspective. If Peter's experience has been being handed an actual latte menta when he got to Italy, that's what it's going to be for him. It's going to be a summer spring scent. It's just building its own lane in this world as I continue to smell it. There is nothing in our cabinet of 600 cents that approaches this in any way. And I bring you glad tidings of great joy. The intensity is sitting right in the middle where it should be at a 3 or a 3.5. Do you know what I'm finding as my nose dives down into that sweet? Look, I know I'm an 8-year-old at heart. I know I'm a child. I know I'm fat, but I think of the Shamrock Shake. All right. All right, take it in, see what you get. I think you will be absolutely delighted. What a great sophomore offering for the Malou line, Peter.
Here's the pour for those who like to see. It is full to the rim, y'all.
There's more than 200 grams in there.
Oh, she did wake up. Did you
I'm
smell
telling
it?
you, she's a mint hound going all the way back to Great Britain.
You need a long whiff.
That was like a 20-second whiff. I should put a timer up.
Yeah, and you need it because it is a wild ride, my friends. But I understand everything that you've said now. I don't know how I can say it better because it is. What you think when you know it's going to be milk and mint, it's not like what's happening here. It's almost, if you could take the actual like mint leaves and brew a tea from them or something.
Right.
Like, it's just so real to me that it is not the toothpaste and that what you think you're getting, it is not in that lane at all. It's so
super
fresh.
natural. It's like the mint my mom used to muddle and put into drinks. And
That's what I picture, like, when I took a whiff. And so it doesn't get, sometimes things can get, like, mouthwash can be too minty and your, like, eyes water. That is so opposite of what's happening here. This is so natural, but you want to take the longest whiff ever because it just fills your lungs.
It's got a softness to the mint, and I'm not sure how they do that because it's definitively intense. But it's just got beautiful round edges on it. And
I was really having a hard time comprehending what you meant by the milky side wasn't actually milk. That tonic-y side.
Right, not like the molecules we're used to in the perfuming world.
And creamy is a great word to explain this.
Right.
There's a thick texture. So where I almost would think of like a frozen yogurt kind of consistency versus just a milk. Like at least how much depth and there's just stuff going on the milky side of this. It's not just milk from a carton.
Right.
There's other things that are sweetening this up, but not too gourmandy sweet. Right. It's almost like like a honey. It's a gentle sweet. It's something that doesn't go like cavity sweet. It doesn't go candied, something like that.
And I think that's important because a lot of shaving soaps and a lot of classic aftershaves from the 60s do go really sweet. They do go into those nooks and crannies. This doesn't have to. It doesn't have to prove itself.
It's like the nature's sweet kind of a thing coming through. So I'm not exactly sure what's creating the lactonic, but it's done in such a genius way that you could wear this any day, any time.
Well, sometimes milk can have a tart smell to me. Think about that banana milkshake one that we got from Dua. That frozen milk is defined by a tartness. But that's not what's happening here. It's a smooth creaminess.
I almost would say a sweet clay. If I hadn't read, and it may be some of the base coming through for me, smelling here, but if I hadn't read what this was called, I think I would say something like that, like a sweet woodsy clay meets a minty, fresh, clean scent.
And for me, I think the mint is coming from a bottle that I grew up with. Hold on, relax. My parents would always have a box of wine in the fridge, a bottle of Bushmills for, March, and the last thing, a big old bottle of creme de mint. It wasn't to drink. They would give it to us on our ice cream, just like a tablespoon. But y'all, that is the memory for me that's stirring, is that vanilla ice cream with a little tablespoon of your mom and dad's creme de mint on it.
But I think visualizing like a frozen yogurt or an ice cream is kind of the color and consistency and vibe that I'm getting on the milky side of this.
And you know what I love best? This is not built of anything from a traditional shave soap, aftershave, or EDP. This ain't Brute. This ain't Aqua Velva. Those are sage. Those are bergamot. Those are everywhere. How often does a debonair gentleman walk past you with whiffs of milk and mint? Well, let's go back and look at these scent notes and build you an amazing lather.
after reading that story of how it was inspired, there is some kind of a family cozy comfort that's coming through with this scent that does really feel like that patriarch kind of love coming through. So whatever lens Peter used to make that, I want to know what that smells like. But I do feel like that emotion and stuff that's brought into it, like Italian families are so welcoming and loving, and they take time to make pasta from scratch when families coming into town. Like when I visited, that's exactly what it was. Like even though we couldn't speak the languages well with each other, I felt loved and cared for the whole time I was there. And that comes through with this scent, that international kind of like you've traveled to somewhere new, but you're welcomed there is coming through perfectly.
And I love that this is inspired by Danielle Malou and an international flair. Because when Aldo Colombini, Juan Tamarez would come from Spain and Italy to the Magic Club and work with us for the weekend, they did not smell like Aqua Velva. Y'all, they did not smell like Shave Chaser. They smelled like different things from a far off place that has way more history than we do. All right, head shavers, this is my KUN Dark Nebula bowl for y'all who need to build a little bit more lather than just our face shavers, but I needed the big size. Look at that. All right, so y'all, there is a little bit of a bite back to the stick with this soap. It's all that tallow in there, but it's got a soft nature to it. And it's not really just the tallow that makes the lather. I don't even think tallow itself lathers that much. The tallow is about the slickness. It's some of the other stuff that makes the tiny bubble. All right, y'all, so what we do is we use a little bit of heat, speed, and friction to make a flat plane of the soap in the bowl so that the brush isn't really going to pull up any chunks, just layers. The whole idea is that we basically simulate a tub load in a bowl. Now, Craig at Opus Brush has made us promise that we're not going to soak our Badger brushes before we use them, and he said we could address all complaints to Craig at Opus Brush. Do you mind if I do the honors
I
with
would
this
love
beautiful
if you
legacy
do.
soap? All right, y'all, so I'm just going to take these dry bristles and go one way and the other. There's a little bit of a gel tip feel on this brush. This is the Badger Vintage Shave Brush Homage from Ariana and Evans. I love this thing. And you go clockwise, you go counterclockwise, and then you turn the brush 25%. Give those bristles a new orientation to grab that soap with. And look at this, y'all. Almost all of it is now gone from those loving octopus arms in that KUN bowl. It's all hiding here among the trees. And that is the key to a good face lather, is having as much soap on those bristles you can get. Now I'm going to use it like a sponge, go down, soak up the rest of that water, and then go at it in earnest. Oh, I'm getting some beautiful whiffs over here.
A few moments later.
And y'all, after a minute, this base turns into something incredible, but after 2 minutes, it turns into something miraculous. Y'all, I know we never talk about lather here at the Barbershop Duet, but this is a Badger brush, y'all. And look at that. Y'all.
How's that smell close to your schnoz up there?
Like a mother's love. No, I'm not kidding. Y'all, this is so different and so good.
It's funny, my brain wants this to have like a menthol hit because there's mint in there, but it's technically not.
Y'all, look, you can see the track that each bristle made in that soap. All right, and from the sales page at shavingshopclub.com.
For the creamy milk base, rich lactonic notes, smoothed with ambroxan for a velvety, skin-like warmth.
Y'all, this is going to be a magic trick of scent notes. This is going to be done with smoke, mirrors, and imagination. Wooden elegance, guaiac wood, and hinoki wood lend refined, slightly smoky depth, perfectly balancing the sweetness, which I did catch. Guaiac wood was chosen for its light, creamy character.
Well, it's working. There was only a few other soaps that have had hinoki, but it is a magic secret weapon in this bad boy. Let me just tell you.
Getting it in this? I'm not sure how I'm
It's just how it's keeping it sweet, but not like gourmandy sweet, you know?
I'm getting it. Peter, you used the non-sweet version of the hinoki. That's what it is. All the other soaps we have where I sense it, it's beautifully sweet. It's got kind of its piney character in it. This doesn't. That's brilliant. And then I see some mint in the headlights. What do we got?
Vibrant Mint, a fusion of spearmint essential oil and peppermint essential oil. Bright, cooling. I thought I kind of felt that vibe, I'm not going to lie. And irresistibly authentic. Agreed.
Wow. Trojan horsed those on me.
I did see that earlier, but I didn't want to ruin it for you. So I knew that there were two. I forgot which one, but there were two.
Yeah, I know I'm wrong. Well, I bring you glad tidings of great joy. From the moment you were born, Peppermint and Spearmint have been two of your best friends. They're in everything from toothpaste to household cleaners. But what's amazing is they've been given a balance here. One of them is doing the sweet and the other is doing the mint. And it's brilliant. He has not just turned one up and the other down. He's pulled parts of those mints out of each one to make this irresistibly authentic. Indeed. And then, because of course it's Malou, there's gotta be a sense of a barbershop in here somewhere. We've got
Powdery softness, a delicate touch of iris and powdery notes completes the composition.
Okay, let's have a grown-up conversation, because that baby mama one that we got from Dua used iris to be underneath the powder, but we didn't get any powder. We just got iris. It was one of the only two Duas I didn't like.
Yeah.
I barely sense the iris at all in here. I am getting a beautiful, luxurious, masculine barbershop powder in the sweets, though.
Yeah, it's not a powdered sugar sweet.
Right.
But my brain gets, like the powder that gets on your hands after having an Altoid? Like the minty, I don't know, but just my brain with, because there is a wintergreen one.
Yes.
But it's funny because that powder is what I was visualizing.
Right.
Like I wasn't getting a barbershop, but the texture was that talky kind of powdery texture.
And where the milk and mint come together and you almost expect chalky, you don't. You get a beautiful, soft powder. Maybe even a hint of lavender or something in that powder to denote a barbershop. But boy, is that beautiful. And
We have lots to do.
we have a lot left to cover. Let's take this a little bit deeper. All right, I think you deserve the first smell of the splash. Open it up.
Just
Ooh, it's
a little
big.
disclaimer. I always wear slippers in the bathroom because I'm terrified of dropping this on my foot.
Pro move, I actually bring a spotter with me into the bathroom when I use this.
Oh, it feels milky creamy. I'm not going to lie. That little
I'm
kind
so
of...
excited for this. You ready? Here we go. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh, my. Well, the rumors were true. Everyone that was saying at the meetup that smelt this was like, just get it.
The songs they wrote about this were accurate, y'all. We bring you glad tidings of great joy. This just elevates the luxury. I am now getting a sense of a few more of those tiny little things that are surrounding the milk and mint. And boy, are they charming. My nose is going right to them. What are you finding?
Luxury was a great word, I gotta say. There's something that's turned up about this scent, about this experience, having it in the Malou base. There is fun depth. They have their shaving creams, now they have their tubes, and then they have this side of their product line. And there are fun sides to all of them, but I feel like this one just has that little expensive kind of flair thrown in.
Totally. And I have to rescind a former statement. It's not baby powder in this. It's a beautiful Italian talc. I love that this looks milkier than the legacy one.
It has like a creaminess to it too. All the skin food makes it look a little milky.
This is one of those aftershaves where you just can't get enough. It's so good.
This is where I'm happy we also have the EDP, because sometimes when this wears off, you're sad. But wait, we'll be taken care of.
And this is the first time I'm glad this comes in this size. I'm liable to use all of this by summer. Do we really need a sniffer card for this, or you just want to put it straight on?
We might have to
think
just
so
go for
too.
it.
You get to go first. I got to smell it first. All right, see what you think.
I'll do a little double hit. There we go.
I love these atomizers on the A and
Yeah, right?
piece too. Okay, here we go.
Oh, something.
Whoa.
I get more of the other things. Please hold.
The woody, the smokiness.
The hinoki and the powdery and the iris business on me is having a moment.
Holy, y'all, where this is luxury, this is downright inappropriate.
Smell it here. Is there more of the iris florally magic?
There's an incensey
Yeah.
sense to this.
It's not that the lactonic isn't there.
Right.
It's just the other things that are hidden more in the base here that I feel like now have more of a voice in this version.
It's not being built, the lactonic, with anything that traditionally builds a lactonic. It's an entirely new sense of milk, and I'm loving that.
I gotta say, on a crowd-pleasing scale, my friends, I feel like this kind of has to have a new chart. It just blew it in half.
This needs a crowd control rating. You're going to get so many boys in your yard.
I'm guessing we don't even really have to have a meeting, but I'm assuming this should be added to our masterpiece list.
Yo! The 10th masterpiece of 2025. Welcome to it, Latte Menta by Ariana and Evans. We will publish a list of these masterpieces.
We're taking notes.
We promise, but believe me, we know what they are. This is absolutely not only deserving, but helping to redefine the benchmark to make it over the top to be a masterpiece. And y'all, half of that is just for how completely different and outside the box this is. And yet, here's me wondering where something like this has been this whole time.
It's so interesting that this could be something that's kind of a common thing in Italy, Latte Menta. But for us, it blew our mind just for the concept of putting them together. Then put that under the fine perfuming that they have at Ariana and Evans, and it's just a no-brainer, my friends.
It's like if we made a McFlurry soap and sent it to Italy.
This is one of those scents that could be an anytime or an all-day scent. I don't think you have to pick when or where. I know I was asking you earlier, like, is there a time you'd wear this? This isn't any time you want to smell like a listen.
Well, the soap for me was more Christmassy. The splash is more summery. And the EDP, y'all, this opens whole new worlds. This could be any time.
It's interesting because when we first started the show, we were just about the soaps. And a lot of the artisans and other people were like, but here's the deal. You kind of formulate the scent here and then we put it in there. So things happen when you do. And now we get it.
And when you wear it yourself, your own scent notes are going to pop out and add things or take away things from the scent. Very important. You actually put them on in some form rather than just the shaving soap. And now we understand why. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Peter Chikalis flying into Italy to meet Daniel Malou, hoping to find inspiration. Well, being as how the universe is on his side, the very first thing he's going to be handed is a beautiful Latte Menta. And inspiration, your name is Chikalis, and you're going to get your own. So head over to aegrooming.com or shavingshopclub.com to find this and a bunch of other stuff I want. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Latte Menta. This is not a new, groundbreaking, avant-garde piece of furniture. This is an old, comfy, easy chair. Soft, nostalgic, comforting. A best friend when you need it. And a daily scent if you are looking for something signature. And the base. Y'all, this much tallow makes for a beautiful, slick shaving experience unlike anything else in this hobby. Thank you, A&E, for being so groundbreaking in your new product lines. We are here for it. Welcome to Messages.
So for our May giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $20 to Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here on our first June episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Get Veloma. How long did we know this was coming before today?
Oh, I think we had a few weeks warning because there was a sample that Peter included, but we did not want to ruin this episode for y'all, so we had to throw that out to the side.
Y'all, the anticipation that has built up for me hearing that Chikalis has made a Latte Menta, a milk and mint soap, was through the roof. And I guess the best compliment I can give him, y'all, this blew my expectations clean out of the water. This is so much better than even my imagination thought it could be. And I am so grateful because I'm just sitting here excited to go add this to the cabinet and sing Onward Christian Soldiers as we parade all this stuff into the bathroom.
Our den is getting a little snug with our almost 600-something soaps in there. But we will gladly play Tetris to be able to sneak this bad boy in there.
And Peter, Evelyn, and Talia, thank you so much for sending this full set out to us for free to review and believing in our little show. We sure believe in you.
We really do. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.